Hey everyone, good morning. I'm just going to wait a few moments, see if anybody is going to join on live. We are doing a shoulder class today. So that was what was requested by everybody when I put out the poll earlier in the week. So shoulders is actually one of the reasons why I got into mobility. Hey, if you're joining in, shoulder class today. You will need access to a wall if you have a wall. If you're going to do this with me, if you're just watching along, that's great too. Hi everyone. So we're going to be working on our shoulders. Now, a couple things that I want you to know or think about before we actually start our movement is that when we're moving through our joints and we're working on specifics, we want to make sure that we're not creating any pinching pain. And so what I mean by that is, say I was to lift my arm up overhead, and as this angle here gets shorter, closes in, if there all of a sudden is that sharp pinching pain, that's a sign that we've gone a little bit too far, and that's an area that we're going to work on, but we're not going to work on it by causing more pain. So if you're lifting your arm up and you get a pinching pain, stop and lower so that that's not happening. And that's for any angle. So if I was bringing my arm in front of me and if this gets shorter, you start to get some pinching pain in there, then we want to make sure that we're kind of just carving around that spot. So that's something I want you to make sure that you're taking care of for yourself before we start all of this work. Welcome everybody. We are going to do some shoulder stuff today. Get those shoulders feeling really great. So with that being said, make sure that you have enough space. You can be standing or sitting, doesn't matter to me. We'll warm up by doing a shoulder car. You can do whatever arm works best for you to start with first. Have your palms facing forward. Start to take that arm forward in front of you and across your body as much as you can. Keep the rest of your body really firm and tight. And do your best not to move or rotate anything else. Keep lifting that arm up. It brushes beside your cheek. As it lifts up overhead, let's start to internally rotate from here. Take the thumb towards the outside and send that arm behind you. We're not twisting, we're staying straight forward. Welcome if you're just coming on. Keep reaching behind you, all the way down as it rotates around, and the pinky finger will end up facing forward. Now let's reverse that action. So take the thumb back, squeeze your shoulder behind you till you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, then externally rotate, lift that arm up overhead, and bring it down in front of you. I like doing a shoulder car just to see how the joint is feeling. So let's move on to the other side. We'll do one on this side. You can do more if you like. Take the palm in front. Maybe it brushes across your cheek. Lift it up overhead. Once you can't go any farther, we internally rotate. You can see my thumb goes outwards that way. We start to take it behind ourselves without twisting or flaring the rib cage, all the way until it's down beside us. Pinky finger forward. Let's reverse. Send the thumb back. Externally rotate when you can't go any farther, lifting it up overhead. And then palm faces up towards the sky as you bring that arm down. Lovely. Now, you're going to use a wall for this next portion. I'm just going to turn to make sure you can see that there. Taking your hand, if you're in like a doorway, you can actually grab your hand on the doorway or on something. And we're going to try to get our arm right out from our shoulder and press up against the wall. So I'm trying to get this part of my shoulder up against the wall as best as I can. And again, if you can't go all that way, that's completely fine. You can start facing the wall, or you can start to slowly walk your feet around, getting your arm closer to the wall. Leaning your head up against the wall will be a little bit more gentle. If you want to take your chin away from the wall, you'll start to increase the stretch, maybe even up into your neck a little bit here. Keep the shoulder down towards the floor. And again, we're keeping that shoulder head attached. So I'm not allowing it to come off. Keep it attached to the wall. So we're getting a little rotation in the spine here. I want you to imagine like you were doing an ab crunch. So we're not arching the back to open up into the shoulder space. We're contracting in the front body, trying to get that right into the shoulder there. If you're just joining, we're doing a little bit of shoulder mobility work today. Let's take one more breath. To release, walk yourself towards the wall. Take that arm off, and let's switch to the other side. So let's take the opposite hand, you're just doing it on the wall here, attach the shoulder to the wall and then begin to rotate your body around. And each side will be different. You can lean your head into the wall to be a bit more gentle, or you can take your head away. Just make sure that the shoulder is staying attached to the wall. And we're right up from our shoulder height, so we're not lower, we're not higher. Keep the front of your body a bit more contracted instead of arching in the spine here. Take a few more breaths, feeling that nice opening in the front. I feel a good opening in my chest as well. Push that arm into the wall. Let's take one more breath here. And to release, just turn yourself back into the wall, come off. Lovely. You can have your hands, kind of loosen them up, shake them out, roll those shoulders around. Don't know if there's any questions about that. If there is, let me know. If not, we are going to move on to the next spot. You can also do these on the floor. I do like standing though, because sometimes when we're on the floor, it just creates a little bit too much. Or more than we're looking for. When you're standing at the wall, you can actually customize it a bit better. So if that one felt okay, we're going to now put our arm in a cactus position. So I'm taking my forearm up into a 90-degree right out from my shoulder. To start, you can turn and look towards your hand. If that feels okay, you can turn your head towards the wall. If that feels okay, we can increase and turn our head away and even start to twist our body like we did before. Now this time we're trying to get that shoulder up against the wall. Mine's not quite there, but it feels good. It feels good in this spot. Again, I'm looking that there's no pinching in the upper arm or like up here in the shoulder. Resting the head up against the wall. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Keep the rest of your body firm. Okay, now let's do a little bit of active work. Keeping the elbow and the shoulder chest attached to the wall as best as you can, start to lift your hand away from the wall for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and place it back down. Well, let's do that 2 more times. Ready? Set. And here we go. Lift it off for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back down. We've got one more time. Ready? Keep the elbow on and lift off for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Gently turn yourself back towards the wall. Come off, release that arm down, give it a little shake out. How did that feel? Give me a thumbs up if you're still with me. Okay, let's move it on to the other side. So left arm, that's my left arm anyways. You can start looking at your hands, see how that feels. Making the elbow right out. I'd rather the elbow be outside or higher than your shoulder if that feels okay. Lower, wherever it's not pinching. Turn your head, finding the spot that feels good, maybe turning away. If that feels okay, you can start to twist the body away. Take just a couple moments here, breathing into the space, feeling this opening. This is very similar to that scorpion stretch I do lots on the floor. I like this one. It's a little bit more comfortable in the chest. Doesn't necessarily have to go quite as deep. Okay, lift off with that left hand or whatever hand you have in the cactus. Ready? Set and go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Woo! Feel that shoulder work. We're going to do 2 more. Ready? Set and go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it back down. We got 1 more. Ready? Set. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it back. Turn yourself towards the wall and walk away. Okay, I hope that feels good. Let me know if you have any questions about that one. Let's just take this all, do a car on each side to seal in this feeling. So taking the hand in front of you, take the arm across, up overhead. Excellent. When you can't go any farther, internally rotate and send that arm behind you. We're doing our best not to twist or adjust anything else. Sorry, wall in the way. Beautiful. Let's reverse. Thumb goes back. I don't know about you, but I feel like I have more space already. And if you're just coming on, I was saying at the beginning, let's move to the other side. Shoulder mobility is actually why I got into mobility. So in 2019, relax the shoulders if they started to creep up like mine did. I injured my shoulder, my left shoulder, and I'd injured my right shoulder, I would say maybe 2 or 3 years before that, and really did nothing about it. So I always had pain every time I lifted my arm up overhead. When I injured my left shoulder, it was a really silly injury, but it hurt so bad that I could do nothing, sleeping, everything. It was just really chronic pain. And so when I got into mobility, that's what I wanted to get out of, was that chronic pain in my shoulders. And I could not do a shoulder car. I couldn't lift my arm up higher than this without getting excruciating pain right at the top here. And it actually took a few years to build into that space, but with some, I would say not even like super consistent work at that time. It did loosen up and it started to get stronger. If I would have been more consistent, it would have happened faster. So that's always my advice to you, to be consistent. Now that I am consistent with working through my shoulders, very rarely do I experience any type of pain, and I'm starting to build my mobility, my strength, and my flexibility beyond where I started when I injured. So I'm always passionate about that. So that's it for our class today. I hope that all of you that asked for shoulder stuff, that was helpful for you. If you want this class sent to your inbox, make sure that you hit up my VIP list, and then every Monday I send out the Saturday live class. And if you want access to the entire library, once you're a VIP member, you can just send me a DM and I can slide you into my private group where all the classes are in there. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.